All right, guys, it's Nick with NK Landscaping yet again. I got a special video for you guys today. We're doing the NK Landscaping 2025 full equipment and yard tour. So I'm excited to show you guys kind of everything we have in the fleet here. I've got everything kind of pretty well organized behind me. I'm standing on a new yard expansion that I did behind my house. Took down a bunch of trees, got rid of a couple rock walls, just kind of organized everything, and wanted to make a video for you guys showing everything off. I guess we'll go ahead and start at the end of the line here. So this is a 2022 Chevy 2500. Z71 package. This has the 6.6 liter gas engine, automatic transmission. This is our secondary truck. We use it mainly in the winter for plowing, and it is a backup truck for us during the summer. So when we need to haul some extra stuff, we're bringing this out. We went ahead and put a gooseneck hitch in the bed here so we can tow the gooseneck trailer over there. And then of course it has your standard hitch on it. Moving on from that, this is my personal favorite truck. It's the one I like the most. This is a 2017 Dodge Ram 3500 cabin chassis model. It has the 6.7 Cummins with the 6-speed Aisin transmission. Behind that we have a 9-foot CM flatbed with integrated gooseneck and hitch back here. We have a 50-gallon diesel transfer tank on this truck. Now this is going to be our main truck for hauling all of the equipment. It also has a plow mount. It's not a very good plow truck, but we have it just in case. And something you may notice, the tree on the hood of the truck. So we used to have a lot more trucks, and all the trucks had the green logo. Since this is my truck and I love it so much, I wanted to go orange. I think that looks super cool, kind of differentiates this truck a little bit. Nothing too special about it. It's completely bone stock. We keep it very well maintained and everything, and we have some sides for the flatbed, but this is the main truck. Moving on. This is a 2020 Bobcat T66 R Series skid steer. We purchased this kind of in the middle of COVID. It's actually a lease, and the lease is up next year, so we're kind of unsure whether or not we're going to be keeping this thing around. It's got just creeping up on I think 800 hours, and we have a couple attachments for it, pallet forks and the brush cutter and everything. And overall, it's not a terrible machine. I just don't like the electrical issues. It does have a lot of those. The backup camera being one of the main electrical issues with this thing. It works when it feels like it, and there's no other way to see behind you, so you got to crane your neck around and look behind you the old-fashioned way when that thing stops working. Otherwise, it's okay. I want to make a review video on this thing coming up, but that's that. This is my baby. This is my favorite machine in the fleet. This is a 2019 Kubota KX33-4. So this thing has basically every option you could get except in-cab radio. We have a full angle blade right there. If this thing had the option to have a 6-way angle blade, it would have it. I think that's super cool. They just don't offer it on the 33. This machine has, I think, creeping up at 1,700 hours on it. The steel wrist X04, so this is a steel wrist tilt rotator, has been mounted to this machine since 595 hours and has been fantastic. So this machine, I keep this thing, you know, right now it's disgusting and dirty from going out on jobs, but I keep this thing greased and cleaned as best as I can. And the tilt rotator down here, that has been a complete, just necessary attachment now. I would never ever buy another machine without one of these. Right now we have a 43-inch smooth grading bucket on here. That's going to be the most commonly used attachment, but we have a ton of other ones that we put on here. This thing also has the integrated gripper, so I can grab stuff. I'm not one bit sad about losing my thumb, because that steel wrist, just, it's amazing. So shrinking down from that, we got this thing at the end of 2024, either end of 2024 or early, no, it was January 2025. This is a, I guess, 2025 Land Hero. I don't even know the model. This is like a 1-ton Chinese mini excavator. We have a thumb, 13.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton gas motor. Nothing too special about it. We bought this because a lot of the time these machines are off on jobs. I'm lucky to have everything back here right now. We're kind of in between jobs and moving around things. So the machines are home right now. But when those machines are out, I wanted something in the yard here to move attachments and logs and things. You know, this is an active working yard, and having this around is super handy. It'll come out on some smaller jobs where we can't fit the big machine. So I'm excited to get this thing and use it this year. Shrinking down more from that, this is our Yard Max Power Track Barrow. I have a whole separate video on this thing if you want to check that out. This thing has hundreds, if not thousands of hours on it. We use it on a large majority of the jobs we go to. It is very handy. I think it has a 1,000 pound capacity. We've easily put double, possibly even triple in the thing, and it just keeps on going. This is my personal 2000 model year Kawasaki Mule 2500. So I bought this for my property here. I have 3 acres that I need to maintain, and a tractor just wasn't cutting it. So I purchased this thing, and it came with a whole separate parts machine. I have no idea how many hours are on it because the hour meter was unplugged when we got it, and I've gotten it working since then. I've probably put over 100 hours on this thing, but it has the Daihatsu diesel. That was a big reason that I bought it, but I use this thing for moving around stuff on the property, and we do occasionally bring it out to jobs when we need it. It's really good for moving trailers around. Guess we're gonna move on to trailers now. This is a 2017 Cam Superline 14-foot dump trailer. We've thrown some wooden sides up on this thing. It gets used on nearly every single job. You can see it's starting to show its age with the bowing of the floor. Otherwise, we keep this thing pretty well clean and washed, and all on the underside of it, it's fluid filmed to keep the rust away. This fits both the excavator and the skid steer. This is a 16,200 pound gross trailer. It's not one of the smaller dump trailers. We can legally put 6 tons of material in this thing, and we regularly do about 5, 6 if we need to. I just don't like pushing the limits of the trailer, but we do haul 6 when we need to. The only upgrades we've done aside from the sides, we upgraded to F range tires instead of the standard E, just to have some beefier tires. Otherwise, we put a spare tire mount on, and this thing just gets used all the time. I love it. I haven't had really any problems with it. So very happy to have that trailer. Coming over to this area, this is going to be the landscape trailers. The one on the left is a 2009. I don't even know what brand it is. This is my dad's trailer. We purchased it in 2009 to haul our BX24. So that's not here right now. It's actually my dad's along with this trailer. I use it a lot more than he does, but he doesn't want to look at this trailer anymore, and we're going to be mowing this season, so this is going to be our mowing trailer. We're in the works on doing a refurb on it. It needed a whole bunch of work. To the right of that This is, I don't even know what size this is. I think it's like an 8 or a 9 foot trailer. It's really heavy duty spec. I got this with my house when I purchased it. It was given to my uncle by one of the neighbors by my parents' house. I use this personally and sometimes for the business, but it's nice because it fits the mule, fits motorcycles and things, and it's good to have around. Moving over to these trailers, I guess we'll start on the left and work our way over. This is a 2018 Kaufman 25 foot gooseneck, 20 foot of flat deck with 5 foot of dovetail on the rear. It has tandem duals in the rear, so 8 tires on this thing. This is a 22,500 pound gross capacity trailer, and the way we have it set up, you're good for about 17,000 pounds on the deck. Now, we do haul both the skid steer and the excavator on this trailer. If you add up the weights of those machines, you get really darn close to the limit of this trailer. I'm glad I bought the one as big as I did. The reason we bought it this big was that's about the tow capacity of this truck here, the Dodge. This trailer has been great. The only thing we've added, we threw some cones in there. We ordered this brand new from Kaufman down in North Carolina. They gave us the spare tire mount and the dual jacks, I think, were the things we added. But we added a toolbox up there with a battery for I think that's a 10,000 pound winch on there. We added some binder storage and everything. Overall, this has been a great trailer. The more and more we get into these hardscaping projects, the more this thing gets used. It hauls a lot of unilock and it hauls the machines. Being able to haul both at the same time is really handy. And I guess we added the pallet fork holders here as well. To the right of that, this is also another Kaufman. This is a 7, I think, by 16 foot enclosed trailer. Now, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about this one too at the same time. So we purchased this one during COVID. We like buying trailers from Kaufman. I like them as a brand and their prices are fantastic. And they allow you the option to build your trailers kind of exactly how you want. This is a 2017, I think, Hallmark 8.5 by 20 trailer. Now, as of around that 2020 region, Kaufman actually purchased Hallmark and now builds the Hallmark trailers. These trailers are built very similarly. We were really impressed when we bought this. The quality was there, everything, we're really happy with it. So when we heard that Kaufman had purchased Hallmark, we couldn't not, go with the Kaufman enclosed trailer. I actually prefer the build quality of the Kaufman a little bit more to the Hallmark. So we'll go over both of these trailers. This one we purchased for our mowing crew back when we were mowing, and it has since turned into our construction trailer. This is a heavy spec 10,000 pound gross weight trailer. I don't know what it's good for cargo wise, but we should never have a problem hauling anything in here. It fits the BX24. It'll fit that little excavator, but it's got the little alloy wheels. Someone ordered this trailer this way and never picked it up, so we got it for a pretty good deal. It's got the wide man door on the side. Really like that. This trailer, I think, 7,000 pound gross. So I don't really know what you can put in it. Nothing too crazy. This was our construction trailer, and we've since converted it into the NK garage kind of tool hauling trailer or backup trailer. So nothing too fancy about this one. Super simple spec. We've got the medium-sized man door on it, but you can see it's set up with the racking for construction, and we've kind of converted it to tool storage. We threw some E-track down on the floor since we do haul so many toolboxes. It's a good way to, strap everything down. And then this thing, I wired it all for electricity, and it's got plugs and lighting in it. Very good trailer. Super impressed and happy with this thing. This trailer, I'm not going to go super in detail. I have a whole series on building this trailer when we converted it from a mowing trailer to our construction trailer. But again, this is where all of our construction tools get stored. We have shelving and racking to store everything. We've got workbench, microwave, tools, generator, and everything. So this trailer, again, is also wired with lights and power. So when we pull up to a job site, same with both of these trailers, there's a exterior plug. You can apply power to this thing, and you've got powered trailer. I believe that concludes trailers. While we're over in this area, let's talk about this section. So there's a whole video. We built this salt storage bin. This is where we keep our snowplow. So this is a 2022 Boss 8-foot 6-inch. I believe it's a DXT. Yeah, DXT stainless. So we bought this specifically for the Chevy over there. Great plow, can't complain. Honda HS 720s. These go in the back of the truck to do walkways and things. A bunch of shovels and junk. We run this Salt Dog. This is the SUV tailgate spreader. They work really well. We have no complaints. Oh, we got a bunch of buckets falling down. Tents. Before we moved into this yard, we lived out of tents solely. It's so nice now to have, you know, a yard here at my house where I have power and stuff. But inside of this, there's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So, lawnmower. This is a 2012 Skag Tiger Cat 61-inch with the Kawasaki motor. This was the first lawnmower we ever purchased as a company, and it's still around. It's going to be one of the main mowers this year. This is, like I said, just bulk overflow storage. We have another one of those Honda HS 720s, another one of those tailgate salters, lawn roller, a really nice old Troy-built rototiller, the mower for the BX24 back there, and then that's a huge, I think it's a Simplicity. Yeah, this is a huge Simplicity 32-inch snowblower. We got that from a client. This thing's like fully loaded. It's got heated grips. All the chute control is power. It's a crazy, huge snowblower. Way overkill, but we got such a good deal on it, we couldn't turn it down. Coming out of here, let's take a look at attachments. I've kind of got them strewn about right now because we're in the middle of a yard revamp, but pallet forks for the skid steer. Those are good for 4,000 pounds. And then pallet forks for the excavator on the steel wrist. I believe those are also good for 4,000 pounds. Walking around back here, just a bunch of random stuff. Some rubber mats for ground protection. These are some packaged up palletized fieldstone rocks. Go out on some jobs. We've got a county line 3-point hitch landscape rake that goes on the BX. And a big burn pile here from all my clearing efforts. Back here, this is all just like storage for pipes and all sorts of stuff. We've got perma edge, hay. This is our rut terminator XP. This is a 72-inch brush cutter for the skid steer. We bought this at the same time that we bought the skid steer. This thing has been fantastic. I love this thing. It just like literally, like it says, it eliminates brush. I couldn't be more pleased with this thing. Just used it yesterday. But more storage. We kind of keep this behind the shed here because it blocks the view to my house, so I don't have to look at this stuff. We got an extra set of tracks for the excavator. And then this is all my steel wrist collection. We have a grapple here that gets used a lot for clearing and log and rock work. This is probably my favorite steel wrist attachment. This is the Lloyd Rotostar bucket. I have a whole video dedicated to this thing, so you should go check that out. Every bit of the steel wrist was purchased through A&D Equipment, so I'm going to shout them out right now because they are one of the finest companies to work with. They just made that so hassle-free and everything, and we're still really good friends with them to this day. We've got a ripper. that comes in handy for doing stumps, pulling out rocks. This is an 18-inch smooth trenching bucket. We had a 12-inch, we never used it, so we sold it. The 18-inch is super handy for digging trenches and things. I really like the smooth buckets. They're really good for digging trenches and things because you don't have to do any cleanup like with the tooth bucket. They definitely have their place. This is a 24-inch tooth bucket. I did want a tooth bucket for digging in rocky or whatever environments. This is the bucket I'm going to use for like really larger excavations. If I'm taking out trees and stumps and stuff, or working around a lot of rocks, it is super handy. Then we have a post hole digger for the BX. This is a stone shed that my grandparents built. If you haven't watched part 1 of this series where I do the shop tour, I kind of explain in detail a little bit about this house and how it all came to be. But my grandparents built this shed out of stone. My mom helped build it. She actually told me she got a bunch of concrete in her eye when they were building this when she was a kid. But now we've used this as some overflow storage. It's good dry storage. In here, we got a bunch of stuff. On the left, we'll kind of work our way around. Extra diesel cans and things, DEF fluid. The only vehicle we have that takes DEF is the Dodge. High lift jack for working on stuff. This is all poly sand in the perma edge buckets. Leaf blowers and things, some concrete. We've got a big gas powered compressor that we mainly use for fluid film in the winter when we fluid film all the vehicles to keep the rust off. This is an old Sears cement mixer. Again, it came with the house and we use this a lot when we're doing cement jobs. It's really handy. This is our IQ paver saw. It's the IQ MS362. This thing is fantastic. We run it off of our generator, and that's how we make all of our smooth and perfect cuts on all of our pavers, dust-free. Really good tool. When that thing came out, I was just blown away, and we had to have one. It's so much better than doing cuts with the demo saw. We have a Champion water pump. That's for when we have to pump down pools and ponds and things. Behind that is a nice Simpson, I believe. Yep, Simpson 3200 PSI pressure washer with a nice Honda motor. That is like our super heavy duty pressure washer for cleaning equipment and things like that. We have various hand tools in here, just extra storage for that. 3-point hitch for the BX. We've got a steel pole saw, very handy. All of our plow marker stakes. Our small air compressor for up here, that's mainly to run this 5-gallon grease gun. It's pneumatic. It doesn't work very well. I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to see if I can repair it myself, but we've got extra grease and stuff. I mainly use it to refill our Milwaukee grease gun. I find that's the easiest way to use it. And then that compressor is also good for pumping up tires and stuff. We just got more ratchet straps and chainsaws and things that we use on jobs. Nothing too fancy up here. That's all mule parts down there. And then this is my childhood collection of Tonka toys. There's no way you're going to catch me throwing these things out. When I have children, they are 100% going to be playing with those. Just like I used to back at this house when I was a kid. Real quick, I'll take you up top. This shed does have an attic. You can see we got more stuff lying around here. Nothing too crazy. We got a 275-gallon water tote if we ever need to move water to jobs. And it's just a bunch of extra steel for fabrication. Up here, it's a mess right now, so I apologize. This is, again, just more overflow for tools and supplies. So we have fluid film, extra tires and wheels for the trailers. So if we ever have a flat, we can change them. We have stuff for foundation sealing, extra pack outs and storage. There's some extra Rotostar stars and parts. But this is just kind of like dry storage for things that we use on the job. Hay mats and sonotubes and all sorts of stuff. Nothing fancy, but just storage. So that kind of concludes the main yard area. This is where we kind of conduct our everyday business. We come up here, we load up in the morning, get our materials and things ready for work. But that's that. Walking this way on my property, we kind of transition into a little bit more of the personal storage, but I might as well show it to you guys. Over here, this is the boneyard, I guess you could call it. I've got that frame from the other mule. It didn't come with a motor or transmission or anything, but I have pulled a lot of parts off of this thing to help keep my mule running. This is a contraption me and Kurt made when we were in high school, and it still has somehow lived to this day. This is an old Husky hydrostatic transmission tractor that we took a Predator 173cc motor and put it on the front of that. You might be thinking, why in the world would you do that? Now you don't have any power. Well, this thing is built for one purpose only, and that is wheelies. You put a tiny little light motor on the front of that thing, and you can wheelie this thing for days. Maybe I'll see if I could dig up a video of me doing a wheelie on this thing. It's very fun. It still works. It needs a little bit of work, but it works. This is my firewood storage. So I have all my logs. I've got a big firewood rack over there that me and my wife built last season. I'm still not done with it, just like most personal projects. I've got a Champion 27-ton log splitter that I bought when we bought the house. My wife actually, believe it or not, enjoys splitting wood, so she puts more time on that thing than I do. In this shed, this is my personal shed. We've got a 2017 Skag V-Ride 52-inch. This has the Kohler fuel-injected engine. It's terrible. We don't like it. It does the job, but it's not a good motor. This is the company's lawnmower. This was the first ever new purchase, I think, that we ever made as a company. So this is what I use to mow my lawn personally, but this will be going out this season to do lawn mowing for the company. We've got an Ariens snowblower over here that came with the house. I really like it. I think Ariens makes the best snowblowers, so that's my personal snowblower. Now we're getting into some really personal stuff. You're probably gonna want to click off the video if you're tired of watching, and there's no more excavators coming. So this is a 1990, I think it's a 1990 Yamaha Superjet 650 stand-up jet ski. You could see that the handlebar is broken off. This is actually my uncle's jet ski, and he loves stand-ups. I love stand-ups, and I got to get this thing fixed because it runs really well. It's the super retro look. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Look at that thing, super retro. I love these old jet skis. Electric log splitter, nothing too fancy, but alright, so we're literally getting down to the end of this video where I'm just going to show off a little bit more personal stuff, and then that wraps it up. So like I said, if you're looking for more excavators and heavy equipment, I unfortunately don't have any more of that, but if you're into stuff that is fun, kind of goes kind of fast, and has forced induction, then you might want to stick around. All right, coming into the back of my house, my dog is staring at me. Hi, Remy. We're gonna go over to the personal toys. So this is a 2019 Sea-Doo GTR 230. So that's right, that is a 230 horsepower supercharged jet ski. This thing does 70 miles an hour. It is a hoot, and I couldn't bring myself to sell it. I was actually gonna sell it last season. I put it up for sale and everything. And this is the first thing that me and my wife purchased together, so it's really sentimental to me. I'm going to be keeping it around. This thing that looks like it's in sad shape is a boat that was handed down to me by my uncle. This is a 2001 Sea-Doo Challenger jet boat. So this has a Mercury two-stroke jet engine. It's basically a two-stroke outboard engine with a jet pump on the back of it. Extremely fast. When this boat was new, it could do almost 60 miles an hour. Nowadays, it does about 55, and my cover has torn. This thing's actually going to be for sale. We put a new engine in it, so my uncle got rid of it because the engine blew up. These things are known to do that. These motors aren't very good. So me and my wife put a new engine in it after he kind of gave it to us, but we've since upgraded. All right, so keeping with the jet theme, we got jet skis, jet boats. I bought this last year with my wife. This is a 2019 Yamaha AR 195. So keeping with that kind of fast, fun toy thing, this is a 250 horsepower supercharged jet boat. So this has a 1.9 liter 4-cylinder engine, and it's like a wake type boat. So it has a ski tower and everything. I grew up around boats, doing all sorts of water skiing and tubing and things, and my dad's boat had a ski tower, and I just got so hooked on it. I've always wanted a Yamaha jet boat, kind of my little like dream, and I finally got one, and I love it. That thing comes out every summer, or it will going forward. This is going to be my first full season with it. We bought it the end of last year. This is my dad's trailer. It's just I think a 10-foot snow bear trailer. I don't even know what year this thing is. We just did a big refurb on this thing, so it's in good shape. Okay, the last two things is gonna be my personal car. This is a 2018 Subaru WRX Premium, 6-speed manual, turbocharged. I've done some very light modifications to this. I love Subarus. This is my third one that I've had on the road. If you count back in the day when me and Kurt used to buy and sell Subarus and part them out and fix them and everything, I'm in the double digits. Really fun car. I love it. 4-cylinder turbocharged, just really fun, good, like economical daily driver. It's good on the highway and everything, good on fuel. And then my wife's car is a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. It's automatic. It's just a good car for her to rip around in. Very capable in the snow, in the winter and everything, and she really likes it. That, I think, is her third Subaru as well. So guys, I want to thank you for watching. I've been meaning to do this video for a while now, and I finally got the yard cleaned up. I've got all the machines in one place, and I figured now is as good of a time as ever to get this video done for you. For 2025, I don't think we're going to have any big purchases. We're trying to eliminate some debt and just put ourselves on cruise control. And we got a couple things that we do want, but we're going to hold off for now. So we're going to keep it just the way it is. I think we have quite the setup for just me and Kurt working here. We are looking this year to possibly get back into having some employees with the lawn mowing and everything. We'll see how all that turns out, but I think we've got a really, really good setup here. We could do just about any outdoor project. So thank you guys for watching. I will definitely see you on the next one. Drop a comment. What's your favorite piece of equipment? Did you kind of figure out we had all this stuff, or what stood out to you as new or surprising? So thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.